Obviously it's not all the big giant bells and whistles that Motley Crue did, but...
Imagine waking up on December 26th, paralyzed from the neck down, doctors whispering you'd never scream into a mic again, then flipping them off and clawing your way back to the stage. That's Vince Neil's brutal reality, a rock and roll resurrection that's got Motley Crue fans cheering and haters eating crow, just as the band's Vegas residency explodes back to life. The nightmare that rocked the Crue world. It was the morning after Christmas 2024, and Vince Neil, the wild-hearted frontman of Motley Crue, expected hangover vibes, not a life-shattering stroke that turned his world upside down. In a bombshell interview with the Las Vegas Review-Journal on September 12, 2025, mere hours before the band's rescheduled residency kicked off at Dolby Live, Neil dropped the truth bomb. "I had a stroke. My whole left side went out." He went to bed feeling fine, but overnight, his body betrayed him. Trying to roll out of bed? Impossible. Stumbling to the bathroom? A pipe dream. This wasn't just a bad holiday. It was the spark that delayed Motley Crue's high-stakes Vegas shows from March to September, leaving fans in the dark under the vague banner of a required medical procedure. The 64-year-old rocker, known for his tattooed swagger and party-hard ethos, was suddenly grounded in Nashville at his 30-acre ranch with girlfriend Rain Hannah. What followed was a cinematic grind. Months of physical therapy that felt like a full-time job. Carried to the bathroom like a child, then wheeled around in a chair, progressing to a walker, cane, and finally freedom. "I had to learn to walk again, and that was tough," Neil told the Review-Journal, his voice steady but laced with grit. "Doctors delivered the gut punch. They didn't think I'd be able to go back on stage again." Neil's response? Pure defiance. "I go. No, I'm gonna do it. Watch and see." This wasn't hyperbole. Neil's voice held strong. Thank God for rock and roll. But his brain and legs? Out of sync. It takes a while to get your brain to start moving your legs, for them to do what your brain wants to do, he explained. Enter a local Nashville football coach, turning the ranch into a boot camp with ladder, agility drills, and endless running sessions. "I've been doing that a lot. I learned how to run again," Neil shared. Now, he's clocking in at 90 to 95% of his pre-stroke self, ready to unleash hell on the Vegas stage alongside Nikki, Sixx, Tommy Lee, and John 5. But the drama didn't stop there. Just a month before the stroke reveal, in February 2025, Neil's Learjet crashed into a parked Gulfstream at Scottsdale Airport, killing the pilot and injuring Hannah with 6 broken ribs and a cracked vertebra. Rain broke 6 ribs. She's back on her horses, Neil said, a nod to her resilience mirroring his own. Amid this chaos, the band dropped their greatest hits beast from the beginning, spanning bangers like Live Wire, 1981, to 2024's Dogs of War. The Vegas setlist? Extensive, with some deep cuts, but the songs that fans want to hear, it takes you through the full Motley Crue lifestyle. The media storm and backstage beef. Cut to the interview dropping like a thunderclap on September 12, 2025, the eve of the residency opener. Outlets from Rolling Stone to E! News lit up. Motley Crue's Vince Neil suffered stroke last December. "I had to learn to walk again," screamed Rolling Stone, painting a vivid portrait of Neil's defiance. People magazine dove deep. Vince Neil is on the mend after a harrowing health journey, quoting his raw admission and the band's supportive statement. "Please join us in wishing Vince a speedy recovery. We can't wait to see you all out there." Blabbermouth. Nick called it a harrowing health battle, tying it to Neil's first live gig since October 2024's Aftershock Festival. The fallout? A whirlwind of headlines amplifying the postponement drama, with Soap Central noting the Instagram announcement that shifted dates to September for Neil's procedure. Social media? A powder keg. On X, at RockFeedNet's post exploded with 34 likes and 2.7K views. Motley Crue postponed their Las Vegas residency dates after frontman Vince Neil suffered a stroke. "I had a stroke, my whole left side went out." Fans rallied at Review-Journal shared the original article, racking up 1.6K views with comments like, "After a long recovery, Motley Crue frontman Vince Neil is ready to take the stage." At Mitch LaFon, a rock insider, posted the People link with 173 likes and 7K views. Motley Crue frontman Vince Neil reveals he suffered stroke. "I had to learn to walk again," sparking 31 replies of shock and support. At Just Jared chimed in. Motley Crue's Vince Neil say he's 90 to 95% better after suffering a stroke, drawing for 91 views and well wishes. Vince's battle-hardened past. To grasp this comeback's epic scale, flashback to Motley Crue's Dirt Under the Nails history. Formed in 1981, they exploded with Too Fast for Love, embodying Sunset Strip excess, booze, babes, and brushes with death. Neil's life. A soap opera on steroids. In 1984, he drunkenly crashed his car, killing friend Razzle Dingley of Hanoi Rocks and serving jail time. The Dirt, their memoir-turned-Netflix flick, chronicles near-fatal ODs, Tommy Lee's domestic dramas, and Nikki Sixx's heroin death in 1987, revived by adrenaline. Neil's health? A ticking bomb, broken ribs from a 2022 stage fall, pneumonia in 2019 sidelining tours. The stroke fits the pattern, a hard-living legend hitting the wall. But Neil's no stranger to reinvention. Post-1987 crash, he went solo. After band hiatuses, he rallied crew for stadium tours. Mars 2022 exit? A lawsuit-fueled split over royalties and health, with John 5, ex-Marilyn Manson, injecting fresh fire. The 2024 EP canceled with Dogs of War. Proved they're not fossils. Now, with the Vegas Residency, their third Sin City stint, Neil's story becomes legend. From ranch rehab to Dolby Live domination. This is rock at its rawest, and it hits hard. Look, as a die-hard Crue fan who screamed, "Shout at the devil, till my throat's raw," Vince's tale guts me. It's not just a health scare, it's a middle finger to mortality in a genre built on it. We've seen rockers like Eddie Van Halen fade too soon, but Neil? He's the tattooed phoenix, defying docs like he defied the 80s bottle laws. Provocative? Yeah. The Mick Mars shade feels petty amid recovery, but hey, rock feuds fuel the fire. Emotionally, it's relatable AF. I've battled my own setbacks and that full-time job grind? Spot on. In 2025, with wellness trends everywhere, Vince reminds us, excess has costs, but grit wins. Still, at 64, pushing through Vegas? Heroic or hubris? It inspires, but damn, take care of yourself, man. Could you bounce back from learning to walk again and hit the stage? Is Vince's defiance the ultimate rock spirit, or should he hang it up? And Mick versus Vince. Who's got the real story? Spill in the comments. I'm diving into every one.